Lords and ladies, I know many of you have visited our fair autumn festival, but for those of you who might not, we wish to peel back the curtain and provide you a look inside the fair and show you just who we are doing what we do. To that end, we present this look at some of our volunteers, who are all volunteers of a group known as the Roundtable, who have been doing this for many years. You only need to have a love of the time period and a desire to share that love with others, to join the Roundtable and assist in putting on the fair and keeping it alive from year to year. So join us now as we meet some of our volunteers and what the Renaissance Faire means to me.
Hi, my name is Lee Freeman, and I'm a board member of the Alabama Renaissance Faire, and I'm here to talk about what the fair means to me. First off, I've been with the Alabama Renaissance Faire for 32 years. This is the fair's 34th year, and I've been with the group for 32 of those 34 years. I joined the Roundtable, I think, 2 years after the fair started. I actually remember the first Renaissance Fair that I went to, I didn't even realize we had a Renaissance Fair. And then my best friend said, hey, I want to go to the Renaissance Fair and see my girlfriend. She was still in high school, and her English class had an assignment that if they brought a souvenir back from the Renaissance Fair to class to prove that they had been there, they could get extra credit. And I remember I was blown away when I got there and first saw the Society for Creative Anachronism, the medieval reenactors, reenacting a medieval foot combat called a melee. They had the knights in their armor. They had the marshal of the list in his garb. And I was blown away. I'm like, this is the most awesome thing I've ever seen in my life. I got to find out more about this. And then all too soon it was time to go. Because he was there to see his girlfriend, and when they were ready to go, I rode with him. But then later, Billy Warren, the chairman of the group, invited me to join the Roundtable. And this is before we even called ourselves the Roundtable. For many years we called ourselves the Planning Group. And then Jim Lake had the brilliant idea of, why don't we call ourselves the Roundtable after King Arthur? And I'm like, duh, of course, that's a perfect name for us. So Billy knew that I was a history geek, and he said, well, if you're willing to volunteer and put in some volunteer hours, we'd love to have you join the Roundtable, or we'd love to have you join the Renaissance Fair Planning Committee. And that blew my mind, because I thought I had to get voted on, I had to be vetted. But he said, no, you just come to the meetings once a month and then be willing to volunteer when we do the events. And I was hooked. I've been with them, as I said, for 32 years. It's been the toughest job I've ever loved. I can honestly say of all the 6 or 8 boards, local boards I'm on, the Renaissance Fair has been the most fun and the least like work. Although sometimes you'll be dog-tired, like taking down the feast on that Saturday night. By 12 o'clock, you can't wait to go home and sleep. Or if you're lucky, go home and eat leftovers you snagged from the kitchen. But it's a great way to get tired. What first attracted me to it was the living history aspect of it. But as I got involved with it, I soon found out that it's a Renaissance Fair, so there are a lot of anachronisms. It's not 100% historically accurate. And after about 25 years, I finally made my peace with that. As my brother will attest, or maybe he doesn't want to talk about it, he may have blocked that out of his mind, because I'm sure I used to drive him and other people on the Roundtable crazy, always talking about historical authenticity. I've made my peace with that. It is what it is. What I enjoy more than anything, though, and have, even when I was in my historical phase, what I've enjoyed more than anything is the relationships, the people that serve on the Roundtable, with, that put this thing on. We're a very diverse, eclectic group. We come from all backgrounds, all walks of life. We've got young, old, and in between. We've got high school students, college students, retirees, teachers, professors, housewives and soccer moms, ministers. We've had, Jewish folks, Catholic folks, Protestant folks. just all different faith walks, all different, social economic. We all love some aspect of medieval Renaissance history, and we enjoy volunteering. So I've enjoyed serving with these guys. We really are a fun bunch of people, but it's the relationships. Even more than the fair itself, as much as I enjoy the 2 days of the fair itself, what I've come to enjoy more over the last 15 or 20 years is the setup and takedown. That may sound odd, but I really enjoy just that comradeship of setting the fair up and being at the booth in the park as the vendors roll in and the performers roll in and get checked in, and helping Don Green and the rest of the guys put the stuff up and then taking it down. And kudos to Don, because he's got this thing streamlined like you wouldn't believe. So it's that fella, and seeing the vendors and performers that maybe we only see once a year, like Menagerie and Vic Martine and Molly, and I won't even name everybody because I'll leave somebody out if I try to name them all. But seeing friends, old friends now, after 34 years, old friends that maybe we only see once a year, and getting to hang out with them for 2.5 days is really cool. And I am mindful, especially this year, that we have lost several members. Since I've been with the board, we've lost several members. But this year in particular, so we're mindful of those guys. We miss them. We wish they were here. We're going to do some dedicatory things at our virtual fair to memorialize and commemorate them. Those guys are some of the people that have made this Renaissance Fair the most amazing experience that I've ever had, serving on a volunteer board. So, if you are at all interested in medieval or Renaissance history and you're looking for a good outlet to volunteer, Queen Serene wants you to volunteer for the Alabama Renaissance Faire. You don't have to jump through any hoops. You don't have to be vetted or voted on. Like I said, you just have to love the period and be willing to volunteer. Everybody contributes as much time and energy as they can, because we all have real lives. We're an all-volunteer, non-profit fair, after all. Which is another thing that has always impressed me, that Billy and the other founders back in 1987 decided they wanted Florence's Renaissance Fair to be all-volunteer, non-profit, geared towards art and education. We haven't always hit the bar with that, but we have definitely tried, and I think more often than not, we've done a pretty good job. So, we wish we could be at Wilson Park, aka Fountain on the Green, this year, but the board of directors just didn't want to have to potentially contact trace 30,000 people over 2 days because of COVID-19, so it's safer not to be in the park. But we will be online with our virtual fair on October 24th and 25th between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. So log on and join us. And otherwise, we'll see you next year, bigger and better than ever, at Fountain on the Green.
Well, hello. My name is William Freeman, and I have been involved with the Renaissance Faire Roundtable for 30 years. I got involved in 1990. Now, the person that you just saw before this clip, that's Lee. He is my brother. Do we look alike? And he started in 1989, and I started in 1990. You may also recognize the mug as the herald and steward for the fair. It's one of the jobs that I really do enjoy, because I'm also an entertainer. I'm an actor in local community theater here, and I'm a professional puppeteer. And let me just get a small plug out. If you haven't done so, go and watch Steve Trash Science on PBS. Steve Trash is a magician, amazing magician that does magic based around science, conservation, the ecology, all that sort of stuff. And after a lot of hard work and many years of putting it together, he now has a TV show on public broadcasting in the U.S., PBS. And if you don't have it in your area, you can go to the pbs.org, the main website, and it's a show that's based around 4th grade science, written by science teachers, so you know it's legit. And he does magic, and there is science, and there's music, and there's puppets, and there's fun, and maybe even some life lessons thrown in along the way. And of course, I'm the puppeteer for the show, and I got to get my plug because I love Steve Tresh Science. So go watch Steve Tresh Science, Public Broadcasting, pbs.org. Watch all 10 episodes. So I love the fair because it gives that escape, the chance to get out of the real world for a bit. And for 2 days, you know, I can be a grown adult and play pretend. And I can get out in a garb, in a costume, and I can play someone that I'm not. And I can travel back in time to a different part of history that's really, really fun to do. And I encourage you, if you're watching this, to do that. Don't just show up at a Renaissance fair. You know, get in a costume, develop a character, and you're not just there. You're participating. You become part of it when you do that. And that's what I did the first year I went. And then the second year, I was asked, hey, you want to join the Roundtable? Now, in the early days, I really didn't do anything, just kind of, you know, just happy to be a volunteer. But when when this job is a herald, and I needed someone to fill that role, and someone said, hey, you got a big mouth, why don't you do it? And I was like, okay. And here we are. All these years later, I am the official herald and steward. And that's one of my jobs, is to kind of make sure that the king and queen are taken care of, that they're looked after, because it's a random choosing. You hopefully have seen that in other videos here, that it's totally random. And sometimes we get theater people who are really good at acting, and sometimes we get deer in the headlights. But it's the fact that we're giving you memories to make that will last you a lifetime. And that's my job. And that's what I love about the fair. Not only are you learning history, but you're having fun and getting to escape life. Well, lords and ladies, we now wish to bring to you some more entertainment for your listening pleasure. We present LandLoch'd.
And together we are LandLoch'd! Yay!
And we cannot go over our usual rules.
And the crowd goes apathetic. Alright. Alright, so I hope everybody's having a wonderful day at the Alabama Renaissance Festival. I don't know, what do you want to say? Alright, so we'll do Alright, we'll do that. Yay, set list. In the year of our Lord 1806, we set sail from the Colchia Court. We were sailing away with a cargo of bricks for the Grand City Hall in New York. Had an elegant crowd, she was big fore and down, and know how the trade winds drove her. She had 23 masts, and she stood several blasts, and they called her the Irish Rover. We had Johnny McGee from the banks of the Lee. We had Hogan from County Tyrone. We had Johnny McGirt, who was scarce above work, and a chap from Westmead named Malone. We had Slugger O'Toole, who was drunk as a rule, and fighting Bill Tracy from Dover. And your man, Mick McGann, from the banks of the band, was the skipper of the Irish Rover. Smart.
Nice she is. Sit in the shade.
We had 1 million bags of the best Sligo rags. We had 2 million barrels of bones. We had 3 million bales of old Nanny Ghost tails. We had 4 million barrels of stones. We had 5 million hogs and 6 million dogs and 7 million barrels of porter. We had 8 million sides of old blind horses' hides in the whole of the Irish Rover. Well, we sailed 7 years when the measles broke out and our ship lost its way in the fog. And the whole of the crew was reduced down to 2, just myself and the captain's old dog. Then the ship struck a rock, oh Lord, what a shock, it nearly tumbled over. She turned 9 times around. And the poor old dog was drowned. That poor dog. Every time gets me, every time. I'm the last of the Irish Rovers.
Lords and ladies, we now bring to you one of our long-standing entertainers who is quite popular at each and every festival event. We present to you now Queen Wiporwil and her rainbow dancers.
We're here with Queen Wiporwil, queen of the Rainbow Dancers. We have a belly dance troupe that's been coming to our Renaissance Fair for a very long time, and Queen Wiporwil, also known as Noelle, is going to tell us a little bit about her troupe.
I started coming to the Alabama Renaissance Faire in the early 90s, and I also started teaching at Royal Avenue Parks and Recreation at that time. I started a troupe, the Rainbow Dancers, and we've been performing since probably 94, 95. In 96 was the first time we set up the conical dwelling. The conical dwelling, which you see behind me,
There's all of them. Yeah, all, yeah.
came about when our ancestors sailed to the Cape of Africa and crashed. Our clever seamstresses were able to disassemble the sails and form a dwelling as were used by the natives of the North Americas. And they also have the ability to reassemble them into sails should we need to leave this area. Our men vowed to put down their swords and take up weed eaters.
Okay. What does belly dancing mean to you? What is belly dancing?
Belly dancing is a very feminine way of moving. Belly dancing doesn't really come from any one culture. It comes from the history of women. It's the way a woman's body is made to move. It's useful in childbirth, in healing, and it brings the life energy into your body, and it's a wonderful thing to share with other women.
And what does dancing mean to you personally?
It's a freedom of expression, it's a release, it's a way to let go of the tensions of the day and find creative inspiration.
And I know that you also teach belly dancing, so what has that meant to you?
Look at these sisters that I have with me. I've shared this dance with them, and I'm so enriched by it. To watch them grow, we have many new dancers this year, and I've watched them blossom like tulip buds. They just opened up. In class last week when we were practicing, they were shy and bashful, and when we got out here, they just blossomed, and it's been heartwarming.
And what is your favorite part of the Alabama Renaissance Faire?
The opening show and the closing show.
Well, the conical dwelling has become an intricate feature of the Alabama Renaissance Faire. People gravitate toward it, and you perform almost constantly all day long, both days, and we just enjoy seeing you each and every year and are looking forward to seeing you again next year at the Alabama Renaissance Faire.
We will be here. Thank you.
While visiting this farm where Ken grew up, I went to his hangar. Directly in my line of vision, and not very far from me, there was a hawk. The hawk flew in circles. The hawk flew in a straight line back and forth. It stayed there flying for me the whole time I was there, and I knew that Kenny was letting me know that he was okay. After leaving the farm, I asked Amber to put on some Jimmy Whiz. The first song that came on was Desolate Vision. When the music started, in my mind's eye, I saw that hawk. I even wanted to dance again. In my grief, I've asked many of you to raise your voice and speak for me. This is me lifting my voice to say that this is our story of love and loss. And this is how I learned to dance with that hawk.
The Alabama Renaissance Faire has a new online store. Simply go to the Book of Faces and upon our page, click on the link to the store. We will also post that link to our Twitter at alrenfaire.org, to Instagram, al.renfaire, and our YouTube channel, Alabama Renaissance Faire. We have a plethora of items for sale and multiple designs for which to choose, and all at special Renaissance Faire prices. We have t-shirts in all styles, from that plain old classic t-shirt for $15, but we also offer it now as a comfort tee for a mere $18. Sizes go all the way to 4X. We also have t-shirts cut to women's sizes in classic and comfort styles, and all those shirts are available in multiple colors. This year, why not get your toddler a toddler-size shirt, as well as other children's sizes we've had in the past. You can even order a onesie for your baby with the Alabama Renaissance Faire designs. And for the first time ever, you can purchase an A.L. Ren Faire pullover hoodie. Also in multiple colors and only $38. Of course, you can order that poster to add to your collection, but why not get the design on a coffee mug too? Posters are only $15 and mugs are $12. We also have an accessory pouch or zippered makeup bag for $15, for those who wish to travel with style. Now, if you're environmentally conscious and want an organic tote bag when you go shopping, we have you covered for only $20. Now, we do know that the ARF has gone virtual this year due to the plague covering our land. So you can purchase an ARF-themed cloth face mask for only $9. And for all of our friends from the United Kingdom and European Union, many of our items are also available for you to purchase too. These items will be shipped straight to you. Now, because 2020 is the first year for our virtual fair and for our online store, our items are for sale at introductory prices. Ordering during the virtual fair will let you take advantage of these special offers. The Alabama Renaissance Faire store is going to be on the Teespring website. This link is posted, as I say, on our Facebook page, blasted to Twitter and Instagram, and our YouTube channel. Please like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to the Alabama Renaissance Faire channel.
Lords and ladies, I know that many of you out there have never visited Firenze. Nay, you have not set foot upon Fountain on the Green. And I wish to rectify that. For you can't be here in person. Why, we can do the next best thing and give you the virtual tour that you never knew you wanted. I'm sure that you will come to see that though we may be smaller than some of the larger realms about the world, we more than make up for it in a variety of ways. So I ask that you join me now as we take a tour of the festival day, the Alabama Renaissance Faire, and I hope that you enjoy what you see and hear. And one day, maybe I will see you at the fair.
Fair, and I'm on Fountain on the Green here in this circle. I want to show you sort of what's going on. It's turned out to be a beautiful day. The yellow and red tent is our information pavilion and our souvenir booth. T-shirts, mugs, posters. This is also where you can bid on one of the art pieces if you want to take it home with you. There's a scavenger hunt happening. This is where you check in, and also where you return your completed scavenger hunt and earn your prize. I'm going to take a walk through one part of the fair to show you how to go from the information booth over to our archery area, where they do crossbows and longbows. So as I'm walking through here, you can see some of our vendors. Here's one, the Dragon Ice Cream, and the dragons also tell stories and tell stories to children. They'll have some stage time later in the day.
Hello, princess. How are you? Hold on, I must make you an official princess. You dressed up, I gotta make you an official princess. I can do this just one dragon. Just remember, shiny is good, but never buy shiny yourself. Always find somebody to buy it for you. You know what I have for you? Because you're not about, I know, I have something for you though. I have pirate booty. I took this booty off the booty of the pirate. But don't you worry, I washed it. That's yours. Excellent work.
What do you say, guys?
You're more than welcome. Come see me after you've had your lunch over your dinner. Yes, that's what I do. I'm the dragon business one.
Okay, as I continue through the park, you can see our fountain. We have our memorial fleet, which are the boats. A little later today, The fountain will be filled with boats. I'm going to continue to walk through the park. Again, it has turned out to be an absolutely beautiful morning. I'm walking toward the Royal Pavilion. You can see our King and Queen are getting ready. The official opening ceremony will be at 1:30 today. There they are, coming out of the Royal Pavilion. And you can see that the Royal Pavilion is directly opposite the fountain from the Information Pavilion. Information Pavilion has the red and yellow striped top, so it's easy to spot. It's the only one like it. The scavenger hunt, we have two categories. It's one ages 10 and above, and then a separate one for ages 10 and below. And as you go through and do the scavenger hunt, you take the pictures of the items you find, return to the information booth right over there, turn it in, and you get a prize.
Oh, okay.
So,
Thank you.
Have fun. All right, I'm going to continue to walk through the park. And you can see that there are people arriving, just coming in. We have free admission and we have free parking. We have a wide variety of entertainment, a wide variety of items for sale. We are a pet-friendly park. Sure. As long as you have your pet on a leash, because it is a public park, we welcome everyone. I'll try to go live several times throughout today, feature some of our performers. We'll cut through here. This is our North Windsor stage. A performance will be beginning there very shortly. I'm walking toward the Kennedy Douglas Art Center. The Kennedy Douglas Art Center is the red brick house, and it's got a connecting hallway to another historic building. If you are interested in seeing the children's winning artwork, it is in that connecting hallway. This is our chess tournament, still happening this morning. So we'll declare the city chess champion at the end of this tournament. Chessboards will be available all day for anyone who wishes to play chess. We normally move the chessboards over to the information pavilion after the chess tournament ends. The Shoals Artist Guild also has an art exhibit today and tomorrow, and they have their gift shop open. So they'll be here both days of the Renaissance Fair. Now, I have not been back to see the archery booth yet this morning, so I am finding my way, bringing you with me. walk this path. We try to put the more potentially dangerous activities away from the most public areas of the park, just as an extra safety precaution. Coming along behind the Kennedy Douglas Art Center. And it's very possible that they have it set up. Yeah, oh no, there it is. It's just hiding. It's hiding back here. See, this is why we need to show you the direction, how to get here. Because it is well hidden. But it is here, and it is open for all ages. Very well supervised. You can see we have a backdrop, an area for our targets. Standard longbow was as tall as the average man during the Middle Ages. Let's see if we can walk over here and see what happens.
Come back a little bit?
Yes. Hopefully I'll get better at this video thing as the day progresses. Didn't quite hit that target that time. Try again. All the activities that the Alabama Renaissance Faire provides are free of charge. We do request donations at some of our activities. That is so we can maintain that activity from year to year.
And at this close range, you know, where you're putting either get your hands right up at your eye.
Okay, I'm going to come back to you soon, and we will do a short interview with our archery expert. You can see the walkway. It's a more direct path than I led you on.
No, that's what we're here for.
Excuse me, we are live at the Alabama Renaissance Faire. This is our archery expert. Would you introduce yourself and say just a little bit about what we're doing here?
Sure. My name is George Mikowski. I'm a professor in the Department of History at UNA. And this is one of the things I do as part of my public history work, is make and demonstrate and help people shoot both medieval bows like this one and Native American bows as well.
Okay. And do you mind if we watch you do your
Okay.
do your thing?
You choice. You can have crossbow or longbow.
They don't do the longbow.
Okay.
Did y'all make them? Y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no we involved. He did
No, we just
yeah,
him.
he did that.
Okay. Have you done this?
A little bit.
Okay. Right here.
I'm going to come over here. Try to give you the same angle that the archer will see. Yes, we are going to be here tomorrow from noon to 6. We're here today until 6. We have free admission and free parking. All the activities in the park, with very few exceptions, are free. We do ask for donations. All of our entertainers are buskers, which means they only get paid their tips. So please be generous if you enjoy a show. Some of our entertainers have traveled a long way this year to be with us. Okay, let's see how this works. Over on the other side. All right. One more. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, good fast.
Right.
Yeah,
And as you can see, we have a little bit of a line forming. And if I come back down the path, I'm actually walking on the path between the art gallery and the back of the Shoals Clinic. And coming up behind the food court. Our food court's a wonderful place to have your lunch today, so consider that as well, especially if you're at work and you're near downtown and you want to take a little break and come over and walk through the park and have lunch. All right, I'll be back with you shortly. And we are with Duke Christopher of Crossland and Duchess Anastasia de Medici. And they have some of the most popular patrons of the Alabama Renaissance Faire with them today.
Hello everyone, how you doing today? I have Mandy, and Mandy is a little pixie. She is the boss. This is Barney Fife, he's a gnome. And this is Prince Charming Charlie. And over here is Gracie, she's a fairy. And this is Lucy, she's a little elf. She's still just a little baby.
And tell us, how much do your babies love the fair?
You just show them the costumes any time of the year, and they think it's fair time, and they are ready to get dressed. They run to the door and start lifting their legs. Put my outfit on. When they see church people or a wedding, they think it's Renaissance Fair time every time.
And about how many children do you think come up and want to have a picture made or pet your babies over the course of the weekend?
Sometimes it's very hard to go from one booth to the next without people wanting pictures. Big kids, little kids, let me pet your puppies. Let's get more pictures. Let's give love. We spend all day sharing and caring.
Now, most people don't realize that you were also the owner and dad of Alfie the dragon dog, who was one of the official mascots of the Alabama Renaissance Faire. Do you want to remind us about Alfie?
Well, Alfie will always be missed. He was all the vets, he got sick and had passed away, so all the vets said this was the smartest dog they have ever seen. Mm-hmm. And for those who don't remember Alfie, in my wallet, still carry a picture of little Alfie for his little business card.
Alfie the dragon dog, and he was so well loved, and he is still missed.
People would come from Texas, the Carolinas, even from Kentucky here to visit this fair just to see Alfie.
And
when he passed away, people from Africa, there was a village, they had one computer, one light bulb, and electricity ran the water pump, and every day they would get online just to see what Alfie was doing that day. And when he left us, they called to say goodbye. People from Canada, all throughout the Orient, all throughout Europe, South America would call and check on Alfie when he got sick.
Okay. And what is your favorite part of the Alabama Renaissance Faire?
It's a good family time. You're seeing all the little children come, learn, and you're seeing everybody have so much fun. And I just love seeing that, everybody having fun. That's the best thing right here.
Okay.
A good community.
Thank you very much for sharing your love of the fair.
Thank you.
And sharing your family with us.
Hi, I'm Myra Limbaugh, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about how I found Little Rose hair clips. Before Little Rose, all I ever did was put my hair in a ponytail or maybe a half up. I just was never taught a lot of different hairstyles growing up, and I didn't know a lot to do with my hair. But I usually wore a scrunchie, and inevitably when I wore a scrunchie, I would get a headache, and sometimes to the point of having migraines. So I was looking for something different to try to avoid the headaches and to have something that looked prettier in my hair. And I would look in the stores, and the only ones I found there were very heavy, and they wouldn't hold in my thin hair. I have very thin hair, so they were too heavy for my hair. And I just kept looking, and then we were at a camp one time, and I saw a lady with what I know now as a flexi clip in her hair. It was in a half up in her hair. So I asked her about it, and at that same camp there was a lady there that sold Little Rose. So that's how I met Rebecca, and she introduced me to the flexi clip. And now I absolutely love the flexi clip. I do not get headaches at all. There are no headaches involved. I know how to do a French twist and a bun and a half up twist and different things with my hair. I know how to do different things with my hair because it's so easy with the flexi clip. So today I want to tell you a little bit more about the flexi clip, what it looks like, and different, like the anatomy of a flexi clip. So this is a flexi clip. This is our size large flexi clip. If you remember, maybe back in the 70s or so, they had like the leathers with a stick through them. It's the same idea, only this stick stays attached. It doesn't go anywhere. So it's in the shape of a figure 8. If you'll notice, it's in the shape of a figure 8. And generally there's a centerpiece there, not always. And I'll show you about that in just a minute. But it's made out of piano wire, so it's very flexible. That's why they call it the flexi clip. So we go from, this one has a centerpiece, but we have simple flexis with no centerpiece. That's called our simple band. And we have them with simple centerpieces on there. And then if you really like the fancy stuff, we have some even as fancy as this. This is called our Colors on Parade. It's a little peacock. So it can go from simple to very ornate. There are 7 sizes of our flexi clips. Let me show you. This is the mini. This is our smallest size. This is a mini. And it goes all the way up to our extra, extra large or our mega size. You have to have a lot of hair to have a mega size. I have seen somebody wear this though. So, like I said, it's made out of piano wire. And the pin itself is made out of zinc, which is, you know, the thing that they make screws and nuts and bolts out of, so it's very, very strong. The flexi clip's very, very durable. It's not going to break. The pin itself has 3 notches on it, if you can see that right there, and that's how you can get the right fit for your hair. And it also has a size on the end of that, on the end of every pin. It has a size. It'll either be on this end, or some of them are on the little round end now. So I'm going to show you how they would fit. I'm going to use this little piece of cloth here to show you how it works in hair. So what you're going to do is that's going to fasten together, and it's going to go around the hair, if you can see that. And that's why there's 3 notches to get it just the right size for your hair. And it's very flexible. All right, so pretend this is your hair. And what I do, say like I'm doing a ponytail, I'm just going to wrap the pretty part around the top of my ponytail, bring that stick underneath, and slide it through. There you go. Very snug hold. It's not going anywhere. A very pretty way to dress up your ponytail or your updo or whatever you decide to wear. Basically, that's a flexi in a nutshell, what a flexi is. If you have any questions at all, I'd be glad to answer those questions. My website is www.lillarose.biz/MLL, and you can follow me on Facebook at Everyday Beautiful with Myra. Have a great day.